This is no bullshit gaming podcast, 2.5 gamers. Sharing actionable insights, dropping knowledge from our day-to-day user acquisition, game design, and ad monetization jobs. We are definitely not discussing the latest industry news, but having so much fun. Let's not forget this is a 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously.
Okay, welcome everybody. This is session number 68. Today we are talking about arms race in ad monetization. I'm going to talk about why soft launching in the US is a very bad idea, and Jakub is going to walk us through Nightcrows and like new game with lots of different shit, which is happening well, not happening, but scaling in Korea. There's no English, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, nice. So my name is Matej, UA consultant. Being in the industry 10 years, soft launch 35 and global launch 35 games, around 40 million profitable spend.
And I'm Felix, about 7 years in the industry. Don't have quite the tenure that Matej does, but I do ad monetization. I've helped my clients earn over $100 million in ad revenue in those 7 years.
And my name is Jakub, game design and product consultant to complete the trio. And I've been in the industry for 8 years, working on pretty much both ends, on third-party side, on developer side, make like 5 to 6 games from VR to messaging platforms. I'm now currently primary mobile, of course. So there you go.
And we are your host for today. So, Felix.
Let's start
with you.
I'm going to start. But first, I just wanted to say, on the Brawl Stars episode that you guys released, which is from when we released this in 2 weeks ago, really liked it. Was really good.
It's great because we were actually discussing Squad Busters, not Brawl
Stars.
Thank you very much.
Squad Busters. You know why? Because I wanted to give you guys shit because I listened to it in the hammock and I fell asleep twice. I wish when I met at MAU, that guy from com.com, I would have referred you guys for fucking reading voices to fall asleep because I fell asleep twice, which is why I'm going to be on the next one because everyone needs to hear how they could have implemented ads. Just saying.
You know what I said every time you said.
You're getting sleepy. I'm hearing your lips move, but I'm getting sleepy.
Soft launch game dies.
Exactly. Every time you say ads are beautiful, then one game in soft launch from Supercell is getting killed, actually. So.
Yeah.
That's how it works, man.
All right. So I'll start as usual. So today I'm going to talk about an arms race. I'm not talking about nuclear proliferation. Or the nuclear race, arms race. I'm talking about an arms race that's much more important to human welfare. And I'm, of course, talking about the arms race in rewarded ad end cards. So, last summer, we had on this podcast a big chat about ad end cards. You all remember that. We talked quite a lot about it back then. It was a really big deal. Still is. Essentially, I argued too much fanfare and triggered. I got much triggered. And I argued that the biggest predictor of CTR and install rates is actually not the creative itself, but the creative end cards that ad networks like AppLovin and ironSource superimpose on their video creatives. It was good discussion. Always a good discussion when you guys get triggered. It was good. So since then, everyone can
nobody
agree.
got triggered. What are you talking about?
Well, you're getting triggered now, so it's good. Re-triggered. So everyone can agree that overall ad quality and end card quality has just been heading into the absolute toilet in the last 2 years. So what I want to do today is to spend some time talking about new end cards and creative lengths, because it seems that ironSource and AppLovin have started to roll out a more and more aggressive template in the last couple of weeks, and I'm getting a lot of complaints. But before getting into the public naming and shaming and the slinging of poo, I just want to say...
You should be very careful. You should be very careful about that.
Huh?
Last year you got us into real trouble. So please.
Yeah. So I just want to set some context by giving our dear listeners a brief history lesson in creative end cards. So a little over 2 years ago, ironSource rolled out a new end card template that required users, after watching a 30-second rewarded ad, to first wait, then click an X, then again wait, and then exit the ad. So this added about a 3 to 5 second to a 30 second ad experience. So if you think about it, it really makes sense for publicly listed companies to experiment with the rewarded ad unit, as this is where they have the highest margins. So a way of seeing even better and results is to artificially inflate CTRs and install rates by making ads harder to click out of. So I'm not sure what kind of results ironSource saw from making these end cards, but 2 years ago, 10 days after ironSource did it, AppLovin rolled out similar end cards and the arms race had begun. So that was 2 years ago. Where are we today? Simply put, it's not getting better. And I've had a few issues in the last few weeks with AppLovin and ironSource ads in my clients' games, and it's not even funny anymore. So I'm going to do a little screen share.
What do you mean not funny anymore?
Oh, I'm going to show you. You'll like this.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Show us.
So first, wait, what are my stuff?
Is it again about the thing that the button that you close the ad is just getting smaller and more tricky?
Yeah,
you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, first I want to show you a nice little end card or a nice little ad from. Why is this not playing?
What? Is Greta over there?
Yeah, it's not playing.
Nice.
Oh, come on.
Dude,
Okay,
yes,
here it is.
this happens when you have the videos on Google Drive and not on your computer, which sucks. So, lesson number 2, not only history lesson about arms race, but
All right. Well,
get your technical shit together.
You can cut this part, and I'll download.
No. I'm not cutting anything. You will be drowning in your own technical bullshit. Come on, there you are, for sure. Just talk about it, man. I will show it. I will show it in the.
So here is an ad mob ad. This is what a rewarded ad used to look like. As you can see, it runs. Basically, there's some stuff you can click on, but then essentially it runs, and then at the end of 30 seconds, it says rewarded granted, and the user can click on the X to leave the ad. So that's kind of the best in industry. They're kind of known in the industry as the nicest ad quality in the industry. That's Google, right? So then we'll move up a notch, and then now we're going to look at a Unity ad. And essentially here, you can see the difference. So ad runs for exactly 30 seconds. And then when you get to the end card screen, you can see this little wheel, and basically the wheel counts to 3, and then you can click out of the ad. So that's an end card that's 3 seconds long. So not great, not terrible, right? Not super pushy either.
Yeah,
so
3
then,
seconds is fine.
Yeah, 3 seconds is fine, right? And then we move on to an ironSource one. And essentially this one runs for 30 seconds. Excluding technical difficulties. It runs for 30 seconds.
This is amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
The amount of shit you gave me always when I tried to show the creatives.
All right. Anyway, this runs for 30 seconds, and then basically it makes you wait for 10 seconds at the end card. So 40 seconds in total. So that's an overall time sign.
See the creatives for
so that's an overall
5
increase
minutes.
of 33% of watchable time. So this has slowly started to happen, but now I'm moving on to the worst offender in the industry right now. So here I'm showing an AppLovin ad. So starts just as any normal ad. You get 30 seconds. Then you get this little SK overlay comes up after 30 seconds. And then when the end card comes, you have a 15-second timer.
Ooh.
So it's 30 seconds plus 15. So it's 45 seconds in total. That's 50% longer than normal rewarded ads used to be before this arms race started. So I'm getting a lot of bad reviews. Like my clients are getting a lot of bad reviews from these ads. And it really affects retention, right? And it's super frustrating as these longer ad units are tested in games without letting publishers know. And they also sometimes what they do is remove the actual timer in the ad unit, so the users can't even see that is like longer. So it's great for networks, but terrible for publishers. So
what can you do about it?
Yeah, what should you do if this is happening? So, well, you have to ask the networks to remove them, but it's like pulling teeth from them because you're messing with their margins. It can be done, but it's just hard. You really have to like put a lot of pressure on them to do it. Kind of what I usually do is, I send them a group of bad reviews and then also an example of the actual end card that I want out, and then say that, yeah, I'm removing it in all ads or in all apps. And if you guys don't comply, then I'll have to pause you guys because it's affecting our retention.
Okay.
So the new trick is pretty much pretend that the thing is loading.
What?
No. What?
Did I understand correctly? Like at the end of the end card, like
I have no idea what you just asked. Like, what was the question about?
Okay.
I think it would make more sense if you actually saw the ads instead of
No,
watching in post-production.
Maybe, maybe. But the thing is, I think I saw it on Iron Source mostly. You just wait until the timer ends, because there's end card, you can't do anything, and then you just click the X button, and then you try to get out of it immediately. But it takes time.
But it's super frustrating because, like, I guess the covenant that you have with the user is a 30-second thing, but I don't know if there's any actual contracts with any of the mediation providers or ad providers that it has to be 30 seconds.
Okay, now I get it. So it forces you to wait, hoping that you will try to get out of it by clicking on it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just the time. There's nothing clickable for the first, like 30 seconds. And then after, like, the 15-second wait, so essentially you can see it.
Yeah, but it's the same as I said. Like it kind of tries to pretend this like frozen state where you want to click anywhere just to move somewhere, which means you click on the ad.
Oof. Okay, you can say that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. Let's close one or two eyes. And it's like, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
It's Friday. I'll get a drink. Yes.
But yeah, you basically try to click anywhere besides the X button, and then you are redirected to the store immediately.
Yeah, anywhere is the conversion then.
Yeah.
So, it's a higher chance of installing afterwards, but
it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Okay. So since we actually reviewed the Squad Busters soft launch last time, not Brawl Stars. I know it can get confusing if you're the half gamer on the podcast. It's fine.
The half gamer who fell asleep while listening to it.
That's okay. So we're discussing these different strategies in terms of soft launching. So Supercell went this AAA type of closed beta soft launch, and now when they soft launched Flood Rush, is actually also soft launch in US and English speaking countries. So it's not common to actually soft launch in this way. How do I know? I was a part of pretty big amount of soft launches, and people asking like, okay, so why not go to US right away? Because Supercell does it, so it should be good, right? Well, no. First of all,
a lot of things doesn't work like you think it works if you are not Supercell.
That's what I wanted to say. So first of all, you're not Supercell. Second of all, how many games did they launch in the last couple of years? So how do you even know like this soft launch strategy actually works? You don't. So that's another thing. But then the main point why I'm kind of confused why people think US is a good way to go, because of course everybody asks, oh well, but this is my core audience, so I want to check the game and the KPIs in US. Well, of course, like that makes sense. But why would you ever want to expose your unfinished game to your core audience? I know your game, you believe the game is ready after a long time in the development, but no, it's not. Usually, like 9 out of 10 games in soft launch have problems. Technical problems, retention problems, onboarding problems, whatever, like FTU, there are like turning points for players. So you can actually get pretty hurt when you soft launch your game in US right away. What should you always do and try to think about is open up the game in tier 2 or potentially other tier 1 geos when you have, but only, well, the tier 1s only when you have all the features in the game and you already have some monetization in the game. So you can actually check the retention and then also monetization KPIs. Then you can ask, okay, but the retention, the tier 2 countries and their retention sucks. Sure, the retention is lower than tier 1 countries. Yes, that's true. So what? The retention curves should be very similar in all geos anyway. So, for example, of course, if you aim for Poland, the retention will be lower than, for example, Netherlands. But the shape of the curve and the different ratio from day 1 to day 3 to day 7 should be very similar. And also, the CPIs are going to be way lower in Poland too. So think about it as you're getting data. Why not to actually gather data, for lower CPIs? Kind of makes sense, right? So, and also there is this like interesting discussion about, well, Supercell is actually doing their soft launch, or they were doing their soft launches iOS. Let's do iOS first. Oh, again, you're not Supercell, so it's just very hard to copy anything that they do. They're outstanding, they're great, but it's just you can be inspired by these type of things and whatever is that they are doing. But just please think about how to move to Android first. Why to Android first? Because of they have pretty good open beta Google features, which I was talking about at the OF Google event as well, and I'm going to talk about it now as well. But thing is, also you have Google Play experiments, like so better like native ASO tools, and also the approval times were always quite short. And I know there is this problem of millions of devices that you need to optimize your game for, but that's the price to pay on Android to like get all the other advantages. So honestly, if you think about the new features that Google introduced, I think it was like 1 or 2 years ago, they pre-launch or soft launch playbook is actually pretty good because you have these like different tracks on Google Play. So you have internal testing, closed beta, open beta, and then soft launch, and then obviously you can do pre-registrations, then go global. In internal testing, you know what it is. Closed beta, you have limited amounts of downloads. There's in closed beta, you can't do any UA campaigns, which again, if you think about Supercell and the quote, or like what Ilka said, they have 80% organic, so they don't do UA that much. Which again, if you are not Supercell, you can't rely on these type of things because you do a closed beta, nobody will give a fuck. It's just that's how it is. They even had this Everdale under different account for a long period of time because they were doing some type of UA.
Yeah,
and then as soon
valleys and villages it was called before.
And as soon as they moved
company.
Yeah, as soon as they moved the game under Supercell brand, it just your KPIs are going to change quite dramatically because of the brand, IP, everything. It's just like, so yeah, please just forget about Supercell. Try to do your own thing because it can get you in trouble. Honestly, it can be very misleading. Anyway, getting back to actually the Google Play and the open beta testing, which is a great tool because before you had soft launch in limited amount of countries, you still have that. But in open beta, you don't have ratings and reviews, which helps because, well, players are ruthless. Even now with the closed beta for Squad Busters, everybody was like, oh, well, this sucks because it's repetitive. There's like, everything is just almost the same all the time. It's like, hey guys, like wake up, this is closed beta, like this is the second iteration of their build. Like what would you expect? Just come on, like provide feedback that we can actually work with. Anyway, so this is good that you don't need this, you don't see these reviews and ratings. The game is searchable on Google Play. You have still like limited amount of downloads you have in the open beta, but you have possibility of running the UA campaigns. You can do it on Google, you can do it on Facebook as well. You can't do TikTok because open beta has its limitations, but still, like in open beta for 2 channels, you're pretty good. So how you should actually think about country mix in that case, because of course, like US is not a great idea from the start, as I mentioned. So what should you do? How to pick countries? So in order to like discover what country could be the best fit for your game, I'm usually looking to English proficiency type of data, device penetration, and payment behavior always. So there is obviously like wide range of different countries that seem suitable for a soft launch. It's important to think about your target audience when picking the geo. For my favorite countries for mid-core games or any male-oriented games are basically Poland, because there's a really big Android penetration, high English proficiency as well, and very big male audience. They play a lot of mid-core games and shooters and whatever. Well, I guess mid-core shooter, whatever. So I soft launch female target audience game, and I would most probably skip Poland as a geo and try to think about slightly different audience, maybe Italy, Spain, whatever else. I usually do this exercise before entering soft launch, just to be sure that everybody is aligned. Looking at multiple things, like Facebook audience, which is now kind of hard to get, but still you have some level of data that you can get from Facebook. You can use TikTok as well. There is like, again, English proficiency, potential like CPI. CPI is pretty hard to get, obviously, because there are some benchmarks, but not as great as you would think. There is like CPI benchmark from Charbus, which is not relevant anymore. It's kind of obsolete. Appsire has some benchmark tool as well, which you can use, but again, it's average from averages. So please just think about that as well. So I have some like examples of different CPIs and different geos that I've done before. So I usually look into my internal like benchmarks and come up with some countries for soft launching. The last tip in terms of the countries, you should always look into the competitor segment and try to look at their top 10 or 20 countries in terms of downloads and revenue, and just pick 2 or 3, and then I can actually talk about maybe an example. So let's see. So let's take, for example, an auto chess game. Okay. Well, what? Why not?
Tell me one properly functioning auto chess mobile game on the market other than Riot.
Well, you can look at Teamfight Tactics. Why not? Well, you can. Okay, then
are we doing auto chess really? Like really?
Okay,
you're not Riot. Same applies.
Okay, you're not Riot. Okay, so
you're not Supercell. You're not Supercell. Let's talk about a Riot game.
No. I was talking about like taking an example of their top 20 countries. That's it for like revenue and downloads.
Let's forget it's like only functioning for Riot. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, then we can talk about, let's say, Rush Royale, for example. And there are some like clones on the market. So that's fine. Okay, let's take that.
Yeah, Rush Royale is already a iteration of random dice from.
Exactly. So when talking about or thinking about the countries, I looked at always the last 90 days in terms of revenue and downloads, as I mentioned. And for example, for a retention stage, you can go with, again, like what I said, Netherlands, Poland, Denmark, maybe, and then adding Brazil, because Brazil is still like, say, top 8 country in terms of both installs and revenue. So actually there is a big market in this country also for mid-core games. And then in terms of monetization, I would pick, let's say, UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, and South Korea even. Why this? So you have tier 1 mix. You have not only Canada and Australia. Well, those are 2 small markets. Usual suspects for soft launching. So actually it gets pretty expensive very quickly. That's why UK as well. Then you have Germany. People ask me, okay, well, Germany, everybody speaks, German. Yeah, well, it's English as well. Come on. Except Felix. So that's also a pretty good country for like later stage of the monetization. And then the South Korea, because you just want to get some data in from that part of the world as well. And I mean,
I think it's a lottery there, isn't it? Like you
that's
just
what I
want
would
to know
say.
if
Like,
you
that's
win
the
or
lottery
you
there.
lost the lottery there.
Most probably.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Philippines is out.
Now Philippines is still there. It's just for technical.
But that's
testing.
technical.
Yeah, that's technical.
Okay.
I didn't even
mention it.
Yeah, I mentioned it. I didn't want to go there. But honestly, like for Philippines and Southeast Asia, you have all these Web3 games, which in that part of the world kind of works well. So if you have this type of game, then you need to rethink the country strategy as well.
If you have active types of game, you're already dead.
Maybe not. But then I think the South Korea is a good segue to Mr. Jakub over here, because there is a game that is trending, and it's Korean game, and we have no idea what the fuck it's the game about.
Leverage the power of loyalty-driven UA with Mistplay. Users discover a collection of curated games to play based on their interests. The more they play, the more units they earn. The more they spend on in-app purchases, they also earn. Units can be redeemed for their preferred rewards, including a variety of gift cards. Tapping into our exclusive and growing community of engaged gamers at a global scale. Loyalty works for any game and genre.
The stage is yours. 25 minutes.
Take us in.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, take us in.
Let's go again this Asian rabbit hole as usually like to do. So forget about everything you know about mobile games and especially the KPIs because this is going to look completely different like your usual mobile game. So one of our listeners pointed us this new game that's currently trending in South Korea. Of course, it's an MMORPG called Night Crows.
Of course.
Yeah. I think the name's actually different because, of course, there's not a global client yet, so there's no English version. If you want to play it, go try to figure out the Korean client, and good luck with that. I wasn't able to.
How underground are we right now? Jesus.
Because all of my emulators were just too shit to play it, and I wasn't able to keep up with the graphics.
Of course, because you were trying to get the Supercell game up and running on your
No,
computer.
like you can download it normally. There's no geolocated restriction. You just won't able be to do. And then the other thing is that the game has a PC client that if you want to download, you need to confirm through Korean phone number. So sorry, I didn't get that.
Why?
Why
are we talking about this game? Like, why are we talking about this game?
We'll get to. You'll see why we're talking about this game.
Come on.
Okay.
Tell us. Tell us why.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Let's just look at the game in the meantime because it's actually
please.
very, very, very gorgeous.
If you hear a fan, that's Jakub's computer trying to explode.
I don't know. It's just a video. Yeah. So
this
actually,
is a mobile game?
Yeah, this is a mobile game, and that's why we're talking about it. It's a MMORPG taking place in medieval Europe, powered by Unreal Engine 5 from veteran folks that build Nexons V4 and HIT.
This looks amazing.
This looks great.
Yeah, and you can fly.
No.
Of course you can fly. Of course you can fly. You can fly.
That's hilarious. A Korean game based in Europe with European characters speaking Korean.
It's completely normal, man.
And flying.
Yeah, and flying. They have
You're flying over Slovakia right there.
Supposedly 1,000 players supported battlefields. So 1,000 players fighting on one battlefield PvP. They support unrestricted one-to-one player trading, and they already are supposed to do a blockchain version of the game sometime this year. But it's not yet confirmed, but it was announced. Overall, the development of the game took 2 years with 110 employees, and the
I know now why you love the game, because you can ride the fucking horse.
Man, you can fight even a bear.
Oh, you can ride the bear?
You can ride the bear, even giraffe and stuff like that.
I want to ride the giraffe, of course.
The publisher is We Made. The developer is, forgot the name. I'll get to it. The thing is, and why we're talking about this, because this game is currently top 1 grossing game in South Korea, which means you need to take the old guard, and old guard is Lineage. Because in South Korea, gaming, all roads lead to Lineage. That's just the thing that is there, because Lineage is a religion there. So this is pretty much very, very, let's say, unexpected, and everybody is just raving about it, like how they are able to do it. When I was looking at the game, and as you see the gameplay, it's pretty much the typical Korean, very, very grinding, heavy MMORPG. Everything can be put on autoplay. Questing can be put on autoplay. Looting monsters, even like popping potions on yourself, like you can leave it like it is
Is
an
this you
idiot play.
playing or what's happening?
That's a video, man.
Oh, Jesus. I was already like super excited about it. Like, oh, like, okay, how can you
no
even play and
hands,
talk?
No hands. Oh no. As I said, currently it's rumored they have the biggest user base in South Korea, which is like daily unique users being 90K, which is rumoredly the highest among all the MMORPG games in South Korea. And the other like very big differentiator is that it's the only game that supports 4K level graphics in Unreal Engine 5. That's the first one on the market. And notice this, don't get me wrong, it's not first doing Unreal Engine, it's first doing Unreal Engine 5, because Unreal Engine 5, the latest iteration, was released in April last year. So they have pretty much ray tracing in it. I'm not kidding you. So it looks really, really gorgeous. And yeah, let's talk about why it's making so much money.
How much is it? Can you say
Yeah.
that first?
Yeah.
That's the
So
most important part.
in first 5 weeks, according to our favorite data tools, only on mobile, and I stress this, only on mobile, because we don't see the PC revenue, and I'm guessing this is a very, very strong PC client revenue, is 43 million in 5 weeks. In first month, this was 39 million altogether. The other important number is it's just on 500,000 downloads. Which bring us to revenue per download being $93 on Android and $72 on iOS.
What?
Let's just take that with a grain of salt, because honestly, like knowing anything about our favorite data tools lately, like they're
they
not
let
our
us
favorite
down.
friends. They let us down quite a lot. Like, yeah.
No, man, this is accurate. Don't get me wrong. This is accurate. The other thing that I wanted to mention, which is really important, is that, as said, this game is pretty much an iteration on Lineage M, which is one of the many lineages in the version that they did there. Notice the difference within these games, like how it looks. So the gameplay and like the mechanics, the progression, it's very, very similar, and it's pretty much an upgrade. But this game was released in November 2019. That's the thing, and it was still sitting on the top of the charts. That was the difference, because it still grossed more than this game. It grossed 48 million during its first month during the launch, and the end of the first month revenue per download was actually again a little bit lower, but this can be like statistical difference, $87 on Android and only $17 on iOS.
How can they make so much money?
Yeah. Currently, just so you know, if we recount like the thing, how it's, how the metric revenue per download looks like, and we always like to bring my favorite example of Dragon Quest Walk, which has like 250 revenue per download. These guys has literally 1,000. So current revenue per download of Lineage M Eternal is Lineage 2M is $974 on Android version.
But it's only like 3 people playing it.
No. It means that there's like 1K downloads a day, but it still makes 1 million a day. That's why the metric is so skewed. So overall, Lineage 2M already grows more than 1 billion on all mobile platforms combined, only without the PC client.
Yeah,
so
it's mobile.
This is the old guard that these guys are pretty much taking on. So that's really important to say. Why is it making so much money? So there are 2 things. Let's start with the, let's say, unique one, or maybe both are uniques. So there's a lot of marketing around it. I mean, a lot of marketing. And let's talk about this very, very unique thing that they run. It's called streamer supporting system. So they have this own, I don't think so I saw this kind of a play at any other company, but yeah, let's just talk about it. This is really interesting. So it's called S Fund Streamer Support System, and it's structured in 2-way support structure, so that supporters sponsor streamers. So what it basically does, that if you buy something in the game, you then get this kind of a support points, whatever, and you can give it to your favorite streamer, and then the streamers can give it to the company and take revenue out of it.
So it's basically a Robux system.
It's actually is more close to something like Epic did at this GDC, where they announced that they're going to redistribute the revenue from Fortnite into creators. So this is kind of similar to that.
Okay.
Clever.
Yeah. So you have your favorite streamer, you bought something in the game, you give him the support points, and by the end of the month he can get the cash out. And currently, if I'm looking at the website, it's all completely transparent. They showing actually like the actual count. What's in the current fund that will be then redistributed throughout all of the streamers, which streamer is
there's
leading.
a streamer rank. So you
Wait,
have
how much is that? How much is that?
This is $255K US. It's like 333 South Korean won, but yeah. But keep in mind that this is round 2 of period starting from June. So if I understand this correctly, this was accumulated in 2 days. And it runs throughout the whole month. I didn't get the number from the last month, but they also had the number.
That's disappointing. Come on, Jakub. Just take this seriously.
It's all in Korean, man. There are limits to this. How I can search for this.
Nobody cares.
I pre-downloaded and recorded ads for this, Remo, and you can't get previous numbers.
Come on.
Yeah, so it's really good. My guess is like these guys are like actually supporting the community very, very properly. And then if we continue,
what's the streamer rank? So is this like if you are the best streamer, there's the prize pool that is divided into this, like based on rank?
Yeah. Based on some kind of as you see, like the share, based on the like how much money actually gets into it, and then it gets redistributed. Like it's like a voting thing, like election votes, like how much.
Okay.
That's
so how
really
much?
Cool. I mean, it's all Korean to me, but
yeah, but it's super fair and completely transparent. That's the important.
It's
thing.
perfect.
Like, you cannot really cheat it, and actually, it is kind of a competition, to be honest, because everybody it updates by the hour. So.
Wow, that's really clever, actually.
Yeah. See, already like 2 million as we were talking. So
nice. Okay.
Korean won, of course. The other thing is that the marketing for this game was completely massive. Just few things that like stand out to me. Actually, like lately when Diablo is currently launching, and it launched like today or yesterday, they had this KFC promotion. Everybody was like, "Oh, I need to go to KFC and buy KFC to get the skin, and I'm missing out." Blah blah blah.
Really?
So these guys,
I didn't know.
Yeah, these guys actually they had like a grocery store chain where you go into the stores, the advertisements pretty much everywhere. It's playing on like big screen TVs in the grocery store. And the best thing is that you go into the grocery store and you can literally buy all of the things, and all of the things are branded. All of them. Like all of those things give you coupons for in-game items if you buy them. Like Wagyu burger, sushi, whatever that is. Every one of those things will give you a different code and a different kind of coupon that you can get redeemed within the game and get the items from it. So
what another level of capitalism.
It's literally genius. and to top it off, they even have their own car wash. So if you want to go wash your car, you actually wash the car in a completely branded car wash. And they even have their own shampoo branded.
I love the video. I love it.
The marketing is so out of reach. Like when I was looking into it, like I haven't seen this at all anywhere. Like I don't like. Yeah, I don't know. Let me get the shampoo. Like actually, like this is another level, man.
Get us to the shampoo.
Yeah, see?
Oh my god, this is perfect.
Yeah, so they of course they like spam all the big billboards in South Korea and everything everywhere. Like it's super big.
But it's different level of things.
In Asia, offline marketing is like the way to go. Like that's one of the things, as me saying it, the second best UA person here. Offline marketing.
You're second best?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Yeah, by far, man. By far. Come on.
Yeah. So the games. The game's like outstanding. Like you see it. Don't want to talk about it that much. But let's get to the meat of the whole thing. Yes. Why is it making so much money?
With
the Wagyu of the any game review.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
it's because
This is beautiful.
South Korean MMORPG games, they love their MMORPG games because it's like pretty much a grind fest. You grind your ass off in order to get anything in the game. But the thing is that they have another level of random mechanics that is, I would say, even more sophisticated than gachas. Because in the West, we
no gacha pools or
no. This
more
is
sophisticated gacha pools.
one level over gacha pools, man. The thing is that we got somehow, let's say, used to gachas, even though like there was a big push in the West against it, and it still is. But let's say, okay, in South Korea, Lineage, you don't know if Lineage started this mechanic, but Lineage is pretty much a signature mechanic that they have there, and these guys, as their iteration of Lineage, they have it also. And they even they even added a gacha one step behind, because in Lineage you farm for the items, you craft them, and then you enchant them. In this game you actually get the items from gacha and then you enchant them. So the important thing is that the enchanting system, and this is pretty much the only way to get stronger weapons, with consist like 80% of power of your character, other things you level through or whatever, like doesn't matter. So you get the weapons here for the gacha in Lineage, you craft them, and then you enchant them with scrolls. Depending on your level, you get access to higher grades, yada, yada, yada. In the end, you arrive at the final grade and you enchant those. And as you enchant those, they get higher stats. So +1 gets more than +0, +2, +3, so on, so forth, blah, blah, blah. And at some point, there's a chance that the weapon will break down if the enchantment fails. Breakdown means it's lost completely. So it's not like in a gacha where you buy something and you didn't get nothing. Here, if it fails, you lose what you got. A lot of value. So last time when I was playing Lineage Eternal back in the days, like what was it, like 4 years ago?
Back in the days, 4 years ago. Nice.
They sold insurances. So actually, you could buy insurances into enchanting process that would help you, so it doesn't break, but because before Lineage did it, that it wouldn't break, it would just go one level downward actually. So it's why destroy the weapon if you can keep enchanting it up and down and keep spending? Because if you destroy it, like you're pretty much quitting the game sometimes and rage quitting. So they would sell insurances that would at least help you to retain the level if it fails. I think these games sell some kind of like better like percentage consumables or whatever that help you somehow, but in the end it's all random, and the best items, like it takes so much more time to pretty much get those, and you have those like one player being super lucky stories, but in the end it's like from level 9 you need to get like +15, and there's like I don't know, like 30% chance to get from level 9 to level 10 or something. It's so low, so a lot of things breaks down, and you lost a lot of value. So usually how it works is that you have your main weapon and then you have your crafting weapon that you're hopefully trying to get over your main weapon at some point and not destroying your main weapon. But that's the thing, how these things work. So of course there's multitudes of different things to progress through, level through, blah blah blah, like your typical MMORPG thing and PvP and stuff like that. But this is really unique in a way that regarding progression, this is, I would say, one step further than what gacha is, in a way that just in the paradigm that you can actually lose value by interacting with the mechanism.
Okay,
so we're get value back, because we're getting back to the thing that we talk about a lot of times, which why 4X games work so much, because there's destruction of property, and this is the same mechanic, because this is destruction of property. You have something in the game that you spend money on, and it is possible for you to lose it permanently. So that's why these games make so much money. That it's pretty much a cutthroat monetization model at some point.
And it's completely like 100% mobile. Like you can
it's cross
platform.
Yeah, of course. In these days, like there's no way around it. Definitely.
No ads.
So
no ads.
Yeah, of course, no ads. Sorry, Felix. Yeah, but it looks gorgeous, man. Like
it looks pretty good.
Honestly, like Unreal Engine 5 ray tracing. What else do you want to like? I don't know.
No, but back to monetization, dude. Back to monetization. So here, avoiding the loss of your weapon, you need to buy the insurance. That's the main
don't know
point.
if this game actually sells the insurance, because maybe they just don't want to. Like, didn't really get into meat of it. I just know like they have the same systems and same meta progression, but they change throughout the years. Maybe they get more kind of forgiving or less forgiving depending if you want to sell it. But in the end, the insurance won't help you. Insurance just kind of prolongs the thing. Like I went to a player forum and I heard this very, very nice analogy where one player was saying like imagine that lineage system. It's like a system of you trying to get a yes from asking a girl on a date. And there are three things which she can say: yes, maybe, and maybe later. And the thing is that what these things do, that always prolong it away. It's maybe. Because
Maybe.
eventually you always destroy the weapon. Literally, that's what I read on the player forums.
Yeah.
So like in Europe, you'd call this pretty predatory gameplay.
It's, let's say, very clever use of game mechanics.
It's
I have my own catchphrase.
you has
don't
my own,
worry.
yeah. It's not altered gameplay. It's not enhanced interaction, but
Enhanced interaction.
you have your own Korean buzzwords. Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the game looks gorgeous. It should have a release date in like global release date for like the whole world. But my guess is, as usual, it's not gonna grow that much as like
Yeah,
South
that's what
Korea.
I wanted to say. Like, is it going to grow in US or any other like Western markets?
Yeah, I don't think so. It will be just like less than 5% of overall revenue of the game or something like that. It's gonna grow in Asia definitely, and it still is making more than like 1.5 million on mobile only per day. So
Nice.
we'll see how it leads. But it seems that just by the looks of it, maybe people will switch from Lineage, but I wouldn't underestimate Lineage because that game was from 2019, so there's like 5 to 4 years pretty much lag behind, which my guess is they already doing their own version of next upgrade of Lineage, which I guess they will take over this one because they have the brand advantage.
Yeah. So right now, like I see a world where Hobby takes this like monetization tactic and mechanic and implements it into Archeros, Snaker, Survivor.io, and that's gonna apparently that could just explode.
Don't know actually, because if it would be so easy, somebody would already done it, man. Like it's just so entwined into the Korean style of grind that people need to grind so much there that they're okay with it. But in the West,
Man,
don't know if it
Survivor.io
actually
is one big grind already.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
I think you haven't played yet the Korean game, man.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, of course.
I grew up on Lineage. So
Yeah, I wanted to grow up in Lineage, but I couldn't play on my computer. So thank God.
All right, guys, it's Friday night. Let's end here.
Friday night, yeah, I can take us home, I guess. So yeah, thanks for listening, and we have like few interesting episodes coming up.
line up
So-
ahead. Yep.
Yeah, so definitely stay with us. Subscribe on your preferred platforms: Spotify, Apple, Google, or YouTube, because we love you. Thank you very much for sending us all the feedback, and also see you next time. Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Position is one thing, but they introduce, and I was always introducing you guys as well.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you talking makes a difference, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's do it. Let's try it.
I need to finish my full bar. What you're talking about?
All right, and I'll make this text a bit bigger.
How
is
long
that
are
a
you going, Matej?
Always these fucking episodes when Remo says, I need a long time, is usually it. When I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know, like 15 minutes. Depends.
I'll need
If
10,
you-
mate. I'll need 10.
Okay, if you both can finish at 25, that would be outstanding.
What do you mean? Is it too
I will
long?
not be pushed.
I have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Oh, Jesus.
Man,
It's good.
like Wagyu burgers with in-game items promotions.
What?
What the fuck are you
Wagyu
talking about?
burgers. What the fuck are you
and
talking
a
about?
fucking car wash.
What?
You will see.
Okay. We'll see.